All right, welcome back to Backlog Quest, everyone. Backlog Quest here on the channel. Go
Let me
check
get
out our
my
first video if you want to know what it is. We really break it down, how it works, tee things up, what some of the games were assigned, and everything. But essentially, it's a big backlog journey we're going on. We're trying to gather the most experience points throughout the year, and different things count for a different amount of points. You go on different quests, which essentially take you in different categories for games to play. Most of them are 5 experience points each. Some are higher value for our party quests that come from our guests. Those are 10 each. We got random rules, which is 15. And then we have along the way, after you beat 4 games, you have checkpoints. Those are worth 25 each. All right. And then there's also little side quests you can do for an extra point here or there. And then any games you beat outside of that you started this year, you get an extra point. So that's the abbreviated version of the rules, but we really go into the detail what all the different quest options are and everything in that first video. So check that out.
Yeah,
All right.
go check it out.
So this is our first
I guess.
update, our first progress report, if you
So yeah,
will.
I need like bring a sword or something to backlog quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Because the sword dubs got me. I could draw it out. Maybe we'll do that next episode.
And
Next time we do
yeah,
this.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
quest, it's a journey. It's a fun
yeah,
way to gamify your backlog, essentially, at the end of the day. And
yeah.
whoever comes out on top will be crowned by the other person with a
That's right.
literal crown. All right.
The crown, actual crown. That's true.
So
So
so the way we're gonna do it, first off, before we get into anything, I'm gonna preface it by showing you this video from our friend Rusty, who he sent after the fact for that after that first video. You know, where there's a bit of
right.
confusion as to what we were asking of him. He assigned kind of like loosely a couple of games for both of us, where he really was supposed to assign one for each of them. So initially, I reached out to him. I was like, "All right, can you just clarify which games we each get?" And he's like, after a while, he was like, "You know what? Can I just send a new video and give it, do it justice?" Essentially, is how he viewed it. So it's like, sure thing. We'll show it on this video here, and here it is.
All right, gentlemen, we are doing a redo. I texted Zach earlier in the week, and he said it was okay and appropriate that I sent in a follow-up video. I won't go into all the details why, but like when the original request came in, it really was just a 2-week period of time. There was just a lot going on, and I didn't have the time or really the energy to dedicate to this that I wanted to. It sounds like, oh, Rusty, all you have to do is pull up these things and pick games, but that is exciting, and it is supposed to be fun. And I wanted to make sure I could really comb through your lists and pick 2 games that I found to be uniquely appropriate for both of you, but also 2 games that are special to me. And so I'm really excited to pick these two. For Zach, I'm selecting The Last of Us Remastered. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Many would make the argument at this point that the game has almost become too big for its own good with the number of times it's been remastered, remade, plus the TV show and some of the controversy surrounding the show, whether it's good or bad or whatever. I personally love the game, and it's something that I'd really like to replay soon, just because now that I have a daughter, I think I'd probably maybe see things from a different perspective. But regardless, it is an all-timer. As you know, it needs no real introduction. The one thing I will say is that if your brother or maybe you and you didn't update your backlog have the remake, I would consider playing that over the remaster, not because it's some graphical significant upgrade, but it is just naturally the most definitive way to experience the game. And also, if you like it enough and you want to get the platinum eventually, it is a significantly easier trophy list. The Last of Us Remastered has a notoriously terrible trophy list. So something to keep in mind, but The Last of Us, an all-timer. And I'd really love for you and Alec to kind of just engage in maybe a longer form discussion about the game too, if you enjoy it that much, because it is one of those water cooler type games where it just kind of like it begs to be discussed with your friends. And then Alec, the game that I'm going to challenge you to play. We kind of joked about this, or you joked about it in your Party Quest video, that I would, theoretically assign you an Assassin's Creed game if I had selected different games for both of you, and that is certainly the case. Assassin's Creed Origins, my personal favorite Assassin's Creed game. my favorite story of all the Assassin's Creed games. I keep hitting my desk. I apologize for like the earthquake movement here. I always dreamed about Assassin's Creed going to feudal Japan and ancient Egypt. Unfortunately, AC Shadows didn't really live up to my expectations, but Origins absolutely did. It was the first kind of more open world RPG style Assassin's Creed game, and it's also one of the 4 now open world games. It doesn't have as much clutter and just stuff as the other ones are kind of notably known for. I feel like it tells a relatively contained story. You can beat it in 20 to 25 hours. The platinum only takes like north of 30. And just exploring ancient Egypt is just such a unique experience. So fun. Yeah, I won't go into any more. I just would be really curious to hear your thoughts on it. I know you have a great admiration for like the historical settings of these Assassin's Creed games, but maybe not so much the Ubisoft game design. So, again, curious to hear your thoughts. Can't wait to hear you both talk about these games and whether you like them, love them, or just are indifferent about them. Doesn't bother me. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on these 2 games. So hopefully, this video is okay and fine, right? I apologize for not, again, giving the list their due diligence during the last video, but yeah, excited to hear your thoughts, and yeah, talk to you guys soon. Take care. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye.
All right. Okay. So
Okay.
so
All right.
now
Glad
we
got
have
the
our
clarification.
games. Now we have
But
our
we do
games.
we do appreciate that he reached out and sent that to us. It was very thoughtful, and I appreciated hearing from him a little
Yeah.
bit more detail, a little bit more thought put into it. Yeah. So thank you for sending that over, Rusty. We
So
appreciate it.
yeah, that clarifies that Alec now has Assassin's Creed Origins, and I have The Last of Us Remastered. Those are our 2 games from Rusty there. All right.
Good, both really solid choices.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So yeah, this has been an ongoing thing. So on our own private doc that we use, we've been tracking our progress along, and we laid out pretty clearly. We put the date, we put how much experience points you get for each thing. And so what we're going to do, how we're going to present it, this is what we thought would be best, is going through chronologically so you can see the experience points building in real time, like as if we're in a real RPG.
That's right. Yeah. A real MMO too, because we're both leveling up and getting experience.
Yes, on our separate quests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, so I guess we'll start at the beginning. So our progress report, it's going to be every few months, I guess, every couple months. I forget exactly what, but we officially started in February because in January we were playing Clair Obscure for the review, and so this is tracking from February up until we just started April when recording this. So.
Right.
Let's see how we did, shall we?
See, indeed.
First up on February 1st.
we already have something going on here.
Straight out the gate. First day, I beat Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, The London Case.
That's right.
Right. A modern classic, they're calling it on the PlayStation 5. This is one.
You want to get rid of that game.
Yeah. We literally just talked about it on the Gents Challenge video. I talked about it on the first Gents Challenge video from a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're not aware, we have a separate a backlog challenge that's been ongoing for years on the Discord, and that is every couple months where we all assign each other games and finish them within a 2-month deadline. So for the sake of the backlog quests, those are worth 2 experience points. That way, they're not worth as much as going for the quests intended for the challenge, but they're still not worth nothing. It's worth more than the average game at least. So yeah.
To incentivize us to continue to like participate in those challenges. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I got 1 experience point for that, and then February 4th. I beat Stray right here. I'm not going to have the cases for all these games, but
yeah,
those were right there because we just talked about them. So, oh yeah, 2 experience points, yes,
Yeah.
for Agatha Christie, and then 2 experience points for Stray. All right, so up to 4 experience points. That's from the Gents Challenge. 4 days in, up to 4 experience points.
So beating these small, easy, quick games, I'll say. You got these nice,
Well,
simple
I
Poirot.
gamified the gamify. All right, so I was
Yeah,
like the Gents
yeah, I guess you
Challenge.
could.
There were double the points of a regular game, right
Yeah,
outside of the challenge, but also we clarified that that these standard games that are worth 1 experience points, as well as the Gents Challenge games, obviously they're not under our 10-hour minimum rule.
right.
And so I
So,
was like, let me do my shorter games on the Gents
mhm.
Challenge. That way I can focus on the meatier ones if I need to.
On the big boys, yeah. This is probably the best way to have gone about it, honestly, in retrospect.
Because like I
But
have a lot of short games that I need to beat too, and
yeah,
I essentially I tried to not to go really short. Agatha Christie ended up being like 5 hours, which was really short. But I tried to at least go at 8 hour
hmm
range, 8 to 10 hours, and
right.
that's around where Stray was. So you can check out the Gents Challenge videos for real detailed thoughts. But short story is that this is not a good game, Hercule Poirot, and this is a good game, Stray. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool box art too, not gonna lie. I like the arrow, how it kinda literally points to the cat in the middle. But it's from the sign in the background. But so there you go. Next up though, I also have this one here. Why not? Shaun the Sheep Home Farmageddon Party Edition.
Of course, the classic. Everyone knows.
I literally
The
looked.
Shaun
I
the
was
Sheep
like,
game.
let me look at the Switch. What are some of my shorter games that I need to check off the backlog? Shaun the Sheep is the one with the full game download is one that I did not intend on playing anytime soon. My brother just got me this randomly because it was cheap one day,
Mhm.
and it's
So that's
not
just an
great.
empty box then. That's just an empty box that you have there, basically, right?
It is. You
It's,
got the code. Try to
yeah,
steal it at home. Nice.
yeah.
Give
Try
it a
to
try.
just try it.
Um, it's not great. It's essentially
Mm,
like a mobile game. I'm pretty sure that's where it came from as a mobile game. Uh, where you have like you play as 3 different sheep. They all have different properties about them. One can like jump higher than others. One's heavier, and one's tiny. You can fit into different spots, and you can play it like kind of co-op, which is probably the best way to play it. But when you're playing by yourself, you gotta alternate between the different sheep, and it's just like okay, it's nothing special, just some run of the mill puzzle gaming stuff. But
gotcha.
hey, that's another experience point. That brings me up to 5 experience points. All
Yes,
right.
you're just like clearing games. It's only the 6th of February.
Oh
What's
my
going
god, I
on
have
here?
this one here too. On
What the heck?
February 13th, I finished the first official quest, the Something Old quest,
You did, yeah.
Fable of the Lost Chapters, Platinum Hits.
There you
So
go.
this is a series Fable that I've always loved. I've always found it to be charming, and I've played Fable and Fable 2 for a good amount, but I had never beaten them. So I'm like, this new Fable has me hyped. I wanted to play these leading up to it, so I made a point to get this one in on one of the quests. I'm gonna try to do Fable 2 as well. And this, I mean, it's about what I expected. It's not the most polished game in the world, but for its time, it was doing some really cool stuff. And
Hmm
it's like still got that very British charm to it that is very distinctly Fable. And so while the morality thing, which is what it's known for, has been done over and over again, improved upon other games, it's still distinctly got that weird energy to it that only Fable has. And like
It's a very bizarre game in a lot of ways. Yeah.
the combat and stuff, it's not great. It's pretty standard, like fairly button mashy at times. But there's
It's
something
got that
charming about
old
it.
that old like PS2 Xbox jank to it,
Yeah,
So
yeah, but I really like it. I mean, the music is fun. It really puts you into this like goes all in on this fantastical feeling, in the world. And so it's fun, it's charming. Probably I know Fable 2 is looked on more fondly than this one, and I'm sure it will be the case, but I'm glad I could play the original properly all the way through. And I liked Fable 3 for what it's worth too. So I don't know if I'll have time to revisit that in time for the new one, but not sure if it holds up. I played it years ago, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to fit in Fable 2 if I can. All right, so with this one, I jumped up to 10 experience points.
Yeah, just like boom, just like
Boom.
that. What's going on?
Yeah,
What's going on? I am playing. We will get to it in a little
he's
bit,
playing
but
something.
I am playing something. I'm playing something
He's
during this whole
cooking.
time. So I'm cooking.
And then
So
on February 14th, 2 weeks in, I beat Bastion, which I
on
have
Valentine's Day.
on the Switch. That's right. That's right. And I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's really charming. I think it's got a great, very fun gameplay loop to it. It's
hmm
fun you switching up the different weapons. That's fun. I love the narration style. I mean, that's just so cool. I love it's just so good. It sets itself apart for that reason. Like the narrative itself is just okay, but just the fact is it's narrated in that way, and it's like literally, it's like almost fourth wall breaking at times, and commenting on the way you move about the world with the little character. It's
I
cool.
I really like the story of that game though. I think for the time it like nowadays there's a lot of games that sort of explore the kind of narrative that Bastion kind of broke through and did, but I think for the time it was definitely like it was kind of new to be like sort of yeah, doing what Bastion did in terms of like presenting the story was sort of new, I think, in a lot of ways. Or it certainly was fresh for the time
Mm-hmm.
for the independent game to be sort of tackling the idea of like war and culture clash and prejudice, and it does a really good job kind of it doesn't, because it's never like overly heavy handed with it. It's very like it leaves a lot of like space for you to kind of read between the lines with a lot of it. And I think that's kind of its what's so effective about the storytelling in the game. So I think it's very I think it's a really good story, but it is maybe, like I said, it's probably been done improved upon as the years, much like Fable has
Mm-hmm.
been improved upon in a lot of ways. Um but yeah, we'll talk after. I want to know what I kind of want to. Well, okay, without spoilers, what ending did you choose?
Oh, probably the more basic ending. I imagine.
Okay,
Like I don't know if
okay.
that tells you.
I guess I
I
don't know
don't.
if it does either. But but yeah, well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad you like the music is also phenomenal in that game. It's
Yeah.
I'm at PAX one year. I met because they had a booth, for a long time at the Indie Mega booth. Supergiant had their booth there, and I met a few of the devs, and I got Darren Korb to sign the soundtrack, so which I was pretty happy about. I love the music in that game. So
Huh. Yeah, I mean, Bastion was there like the dawn of when I first started hearing about indie games and when the craze for indie games kind of started to me. That's like always been synonymous with the Bastion for me. Like I've just heard that name so much throughout the years without really knowing anything about it. So I was like, finally get to play it. It's cool.
yeah,
Very cool. So I'm up to 11 experience points. All right.
yep. But here I come in. I come in. Here I am. I finished my first thing is finishing a quest. I'm doing some other stuff. I'm playing other games at the same time, but uh, I was I wanted to kind of focus on at least getting a quest done pretty early. So I finished my licensed game quest. That's what I decided to tackle first. with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. And I beat that as well as platinumed it. So I think it was like the same day. I think like it was technically the same day. I think it was like past midnight and I beat it. And then like the next day I was like, all right, let's platinum this now. Like we'll go back and we'll clean up some of the trophies, which honestly, not my favorite, in the
Mhm.
sense that like you had to. So one of the things about the game is that like it's very dialogue focused in a lot of ways. Like it is an action game, a character action game, but a lot of it is like there's a lot of stuff you can't like skip over dialogue in like a traditional sense. You sort of have to like thumb through it when a cutscene's going on, and it can get kind of tedious and annoying. So it's like levels are also pretty long. They're about an hour long, I would say, give or take. So, and there's what 14 chapters I think throughout the game. So it's like, it's if you missed a collectible in this one area that's like 45 minutes into the level, you have to play through basically the whole level. And it's like you can sort of skip past some of the dialogue, but you can't. It's not like a press and hold to skip a cutscene type thing. At least not all the time. So getting all the collectibles and getting the platinum is not my favorite thing in the world, but I'm glad I got it because I really love the game. I think it's fantastic. Kind of bummed that there's probably never going to be another one, but really liked it. I liked the take on the Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, I mean, and also it has its own like rock album, like a space rock, prog rock album in the. It's not quite prog rock, I guess, but it is like it's great though, and it has like they wrote like a whole album for it. That's like, and that band is called Star Lord. So the implication is that that's um where Peter Quill is listening to that, like the album. It's
Mm.
like the game starts, opens. It's his birthday. It's his 13th or 14th birthday, maybe 15th. I don't remember. But he's listening to this new album from this band, Star Lord, and you
Mhm.
can literally just sit in the first person. You can just sit down and you can listen to the whole album. The game does not force you to do anything. You can just sit down and listen to it. I listened to like 3 songs. I was like, this is awesome. I could just sit here and listen to an album. This is great. And the music is really good in it.
Well,
But yeah. So that's cool. I just think that's really cool. And so Star Lord. The implication is that Star Lord is his favorite band, and that's why he calls himself that. Because it's like that's an awesome name,
yeah.
you know. Um. So yeah. So I played through that. Really enjoyed my time with that. So after doing that, I kind of wanted to then like just take a little bit of a breather, and work on another game. During this time, I'm also playing another game which will come in to play. But I knew this one would be quick and easy. I literally beat it. I probably could have beaten it in one sitting, but I did it in two. And I beat Unpacking, which is a very charming little indie game. I really enjoyed it. I kind of like these little cozy, kind of slightly thinky but more relaxing kind of games. They're nice to just throw in every so often. And
Mhm.
uh, there was something I just kind of got thinking about it at one point. I was like, oh, I haven't played that game. I think that'd be a good one to throw on and play. And
Yeah.
that one has a cute little narrative to it too. It's um very charming, very interesting. I found myself really kind of engaged with like figuring out kind of what the narrative sort of was uh of the game. Kind of it's not like an explicit narrative to the game, but you can kind of piece together sort of what's going on in this person's life. Um and yeah, I really liked it. So
Hmm.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, those that kind of cozy games are nice. Wants to fit in here. Like, I wish I could mix in more cozy games, but a lot of them tend to be those ones that are, if it's like a farming sim, if there is an end, it's like it's actually a long time to get to the end. So it's like
Yeah.
unfortunately might not be conducive to the challenge. So I need to find more like that can kind of get them done in a couple hours. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. So then that same day, February 19th. So yeah,
Yes, yeah.
you're up to 7
Seven.
experience
7 points
points.
there. Yeah.
All right,
Not
so
bad for only 2 games.
yeah, 11-7 now.
Yeah.
That same day though,
Yeah.
watch out! I have
Coming
it here
in.
too.
Coming in hot.
Chibi Robo, 10 experience points because that's a party quest from my friend Luke. Um, Chibi Robo, I was like, it's a really charming game. I actually quite enjoyed it, and I totally get why he likes it. Whether there's a kind of like a little cult following to it. It's deceptively like a meaty game. Like it took somewhere around 30 hours, I think, for me to beat that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like,
Wow.
and it's when you start the game, it's like, oh wow, it's just this little house. I mean, not much to it,
Yeah.
but it's like really fun actually. The way the gameplay unravels because you gain access to new abilities, access to new areas, and it like really opens up. You're literally the entire game is spent in this house. You're this little robot, but like the world is so huge as even in that house, just compared to the size of your little chibi robo. And then it's just fun uncovering, like there's a lot of optional stuff you can do. Essentially the whole premise is you got to get enough happy points, which you can do by helping out the people in the house with things, literally cleaning the house. And then there's a bunch of little side quest type things you can do with the other little characters you run into. So there's a lot of fun to it. There's a whole like thing with day and night, like different things happening at different points of the day, and it's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. It's very
Yeah.
charming.
I kind of like started it when it showed up on the Nintendo Nintendo Switch Online for the GameCube stuff. So I just started like 10 minutes basically. I played it, but I was like, this is gonna be a game that I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with. Because I just kind of I'd never played it before. I'd only like seen screenshots of it. I'd never even really seen gameplay of it before. So
Yeah,
um, I think I just the intro alone is just like this game is charming as heck. Like it's just like it's so cool. Like I don't know, it's just like you get this neat little goofy little intro. It is very Japanese. It is a very Japanese game in a lot of ways, and I like that kind of quirkiness to it. Mm, So
definitely. And I do have
yeah,
the GameCube version here, but I did play it on NSO. I mean, it's really nice. There was definitely a lot of times I was just playing in handheld mode, nice and fun that way too. So yeah, it's a shame that like there's never been a true proper sequel to it. You know, I know it's a very niche kind of concept, but you know they have the handheld version, which is like a completely different game from what I've seen. You know, it's like a
yeah,
side-scrolling type
yeah.
situation.
I was gonna say, wasn't there a Chibi Robo 2? But I guess was there never one? I could swear there was one, but
Yeah, the Chibi
I know
Robo on yeah, it's like the DS
the
indoor
Ziplat.
3DS.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was
yeah,
two
Ziplat.
different
Yeah,
ones on the handhelds, but they weren't. You know, just had Chibi Robo in it. It was a, as far
yeah,
as I know, it was a completely different kind of game.
yeah.
So it would be
It's
cool to
weird.
see a
That's
return to
right.
this style, but yeah, it's probably not the
He got
most.
Chibi Robo got a freaking amiibo. It's like
Yeah,
I have that amiibo. I don't own Ziplash though. I just have the amiibo
yeah, and
because he's cute.
he
He's a
was
cute
like an
little
assist
guy.
trophy in Smash too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
So he gets love here and there, but yeah, it's very fun, cozy game. If you like that kind of thing, for sure, check that out.
mm,
So yeah, Luke, shout out to Luke for giving that to me. You know, that's one where easily I could see myself never getting around to it if I wasn't pushed to. So that's cool. And then after that, that brought me up to 21 experience points. All right, but after that, the same day,
yeah. Same day.
I was off that day, I think. So I was just like no life through Kirby Air Riders, the story mode. I forget what it's called on there, but it's It essentially gives you a little bit of all the different modes mixed in, so it's a fun like
Oh, cool.
that's a fun way to start, I think, because it's like you're basically going through like a linear path, and it's like, okay, which one do you want to do next? You want to do this one that's like a city trial type game? Do you want to do a top ride? Like a variety of different challenges along the way, so it gives you a little refresher on everything. And so by the time I beat it, it was only a few hours, but I got a good sense of the game, and that's without even touching the proper modes themselves yet. So I still have
Mm,
to do that, and I still like to because from when I played, I think it's really fun. Feels
yeah,
very much like the original, which I enjoyed, but like there's very little change to it. You know, it's just polished a little bit.
right. That's good to hear because like I really like the original Kirby Air Ride. So
Yeah,
the that's interesting. One kind of neat little thing about it was that there was, I think just last month, I think there was like an update, like, and it wasn't like a small one either. It was kind of like oh, here we go. We added like a new game mode or something, even though they said that there wasn't going to
really.
be any DLC. Yeah, and it was for free. They're just like, here's another thing to do. And it's just like, okay, you said, you literally said you weren't going to do that, but um, that's great.
Yeah,
Give people stuff for free.
I really want to play more of it for sure. I want to
Mm,
dive into, especially City Trial. I mean, from the jump, that's always been what I loved about Kirby Air Ride, and going into this one, I was like, I really just hope they do it justice. Maybe make it more interesting, add different things to it. It seems like they did. You know, I haven't done it properly yet, but seems like they did kind of what I was looking for, adding a little more
nice.
content to it. And so I want to get in on that and play some proper multiplayer too. But very clean so far. And then another one, I was looking at my Switch games. I'm like, what's another fairly short game to play? Super Mario Maker 2. All right.
Yeah, not a long game. Not a
I
long story mode.
I
Because the meat
briefly
of that game is making your own
I
levels.
briefly touched on the story mode back when it first came out, and then I just never finished it. You know, you play through actually a decent amount of levels, just essentially building this little castle and all the different stuff around it. And so it's interesting. I mean, like, because you're playing essentially Nintendo designed Mario levels just hidden within this game where you're not really, that's not the selling point. But like
Right.
hidden in here, you got a nice variety of levels made from Nintendo for all the different kinds: Mario Bros. 3, Mario 3D World style, and Mario World. It's a fun little variety. And you know, I've always loved Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2, so
Yeah.
it's solid. It's solid.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think I've really. I think like you. I think I didn't really touch much of the Nintendo made ones. I think I played like a little bit of it, but I never beat that. So that might be something I might go back to
Yeah.
now that I'm seeing it here on your on what you played. But so yeah. So
And so that brought me up
next for
to
me,
23 experience points at this point.
or was that 22? Oh no, it was 23. You're right. 22 was Kirby Air Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so anyway, I'm being quickly left behind in the dust. So, uh what I decided to do was, so I think this was even during, a little bit during, toward the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, and then um even along into my next game, which I actually only really started playing recently. It's not even on this list because I haven't beaten it yet, Um, but note had come to my attention that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is a game that I have the collector's edition for, or the limited edition for. It's not like a huge edition. It's just like a kind of a larger box that has the soundtrack and a couple other things in it, art book. That was get end of service was coming to that game, so you would not be able to platinum it anymore. So because I had it and it's a game that I was very interested in, I really find the art style very charming. And so Games working together with Arc System Works to make like a really fun looking 2D fighting game that Arc System Works has used in this to me, like, I don't even think this is the first one they did, but this feels like prototyping for all the amazing work that they've done since this game came out in 2020. Um, but it's still really good. It still looks great. It's still really fun to play. So I went through there's an RPG mode is what it's called in this, and so on my quest to get the platinum before it comes out, you did have to play through the story mode at least once. Um, so I beat that. I've spent some time trying to do platinum stuff just naturally. I think there's going to be at least I only have 2 trophies left, and they're both ones that are going to require probably somebody to help boost. They aren't even like that. Honestly, they're not even like that major boost worthy. It's just like I need to make sure that I am able to like find. It's funny. It's like the RPG mode has this function in it that allows you to like send a request out for help in the quest. The story mode isn't like particularly hard unless you're playing on hard mode, in which case it is actually pretty hard. Um, but in like the basic version of of it, it's like why would you ever like request people to come help you on these quests? It's just very weird. So there's a function that allows you to like stay around to help other people, and then as well as so you can like join a lobby if somebody's looking for a quest or whatever, looking for somebody to help them complete one of the levels. Or you can do that to help other people, or you can invite people in to do that for you. You can basically be like, hey, I need help on this. Um, so because this game's been out for 6 years and it's literally there's another version of this game that's more recent, and no one's playing it really. That's not really feasible. I did throw on the going into like doing placement matches for this game to because you had to complete your placement matches for the online, and then you had to, which is basically just I think it's 7 or I think it was 8 fights against the computer and then 2 fights against a real person or against real people is what you're supposed to do, is that for your placement matches or whatever is how the game assesses where to, I guess maybe what bracket to start you in. um uh so I had to do that. So I waited around. Maybe took me like 45 minutes on a Saturday to finally find somebody, and it was cool because like we clearly were both kind of trying to go for the trophy, which was nice because he like let me win and I
Mm-hmm.
like let him win. Um, and then so that was all set and done. So I didn't have to do anything else in terms of the online. So the only thing that's holding me back from the platinum is just some other silly one, which um either I'm going to rely on a Discord, or Rusty's mentioned that he does have this game through PlayStation Plus. So you do have to play through. You do legitimately do have to play through some of the game, some of the RPG mode to unlock the ability to ask other people. But it's like 8 levels or something, and it all goes by pretty quick. So anyway, so that at that point, that's about where I'm at. So I'm currently sitting at this point, February 28th, last day of February. I'm sitting at a tidy 8 points.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So then after this is when we did the bargain bin episode where Alec chose our next game, which was Snake Pass. So I finished that on March 1st for which is one of those things where it's like a short game, and but I probably wouldn't have finished it if it weren't for like a challenge like this because it wasn't really vibing with it that much. But uh, we also like to finish them if we can for back bargain bin, but you really just have to play a few hours. So I probably would
Yeah.
have bailed. But give me that extra point, Snake Pass. All right, you can check out our whole review on that. So it was just not great. I wasn't feeling it. It was missing a little special something there.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days later, I was inspired by you playing Unpacking. So I was like, let me just do that too. All right, give me another point in there. I'll say I don't think it's really the cozy game for me. I don't know if I'm weird for this, but I actually found it stressful.
Okay, interesting.
like
There's
like
some people that
like
it's
when I start unboxing these things, I'm like, oh my god, there's too many things. Like I think I got it nice and tidy, and it's like, no, you have 25 more things actually to fit in here. And I was getting overwhelmed with too many things to pack.
it's it's really funny because some people said the same thing about A Little to the Left,
Uh-huh.
which is another kind of I think is a cozy game. It's another sort of puzzle game, but I've heard people say that that game's actually very stressful. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. I think it's sort of like light puzzling. I don't know. There's just something that's very engaging to me about. I didn't really find it that stressful, but
But it's like me in my
I
own
can sort of
rooms. Like I
I can
start
kind of understand.
unpacking too many
Yeah,
things, and like, okay, I had it
yeah,
looking good, but now it's just all cluttered.
yeah.
Whatever.
I know. I still haven't gotten this all up and running yet. Too. You can see there's stuff behind me that's still in
You
needing
can't
of.
see mine. It's just absolute disaster over
Yeah,
here. So
yeah. You can see that there's a little bit of a disaster behind me. So it is what it is. But hopefully I can get that fixed. I have the day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to put a little work into that.
But
But
I could see why people
yeah,
would enjoy it. Like there's some cozy YouTubers that I watch. I kind of want to watch like because a couple of them have like playthroughs of it. I'm like curious how it is for some people like when they're playing it. If they're like oh my god, there's still more stuff because I kept doing that. I was like, oh my god, there's another whole box of stuff. But so after that, I'm up to 25 points. March 3rd.
yeah, that's you're doing pretty great. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
pretty great.
25
Well,
experience points. Thank you.
I also threw in Snake Pass there as well. I technically I beat it after we did the review,
Mm-hmm.
but I only had like 4 levels left or something to beat it. Um, I after that I also did a little bit of like light trophy hunting in that. I don't think I'll probably go for the platinum in that. It just seems like it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of work. You have to like speed run through the game or whatever, or you have to like play through the whole game without dying or some
Oh
crap. And I'm just like,
god.
that just sounds like a nightmare. So I don't think I'm gonna do that.
That's comes so
Um,
easily for that snake, I feel.
yeah, basically, yeah,
Like I just do,
yeah.
like he doesn't take to something one time the wrong way, so he
And then he
falls
goes,
down.
you know,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you're up to
So
9 points there.
that's up to 9 points there.
All
Hell
right,
yeah, let's
25
go.
to 9.
All
All
right,
right.
well,
And
let's
then
add some more here, huh? Let's add
that's
some
some
more,
more.
Zach.
Next up, I finished my certified stinker quest by beating Balan Wonderworld for 5 experience points. All
Hey.
right.
This game
Uh,
is near and dear to my heart.
is it?
I kind of I think this game's really bad, but I really
Okay.
enjoy it.
All
Um,
right.
I think if it was maybe about like 25% shorter,
Yeah.
and and if the platinum wasn't stupidly hard to go
Well,
for,
yeah, I'm not touching
um,
that.
don't touch it. I beg you. No, you don't waste your life.
Dude,
Um,
so much of the game would be so much better if it didn't have this annoying costume.
it's
Oh
so bad.
god.
I don't understand it. Like to a degree, it's like I get why you would want to limit it, but it's too limited. It's too limited. It's just like you
Yeah.
can only hold 3 at a time, and
I'm supposed to,
yeah,
yeah. Because I mentioned it to Blank when he was on stream too, and he's like, "Yeah, you gotta farm. You gotta go farm costumes
yeah,
sometimes." Like, what am I doing
yeah.
here? And yeah, by the end of that game, I was like, "Man, let it end," because I had to go and collect
It
some.
is
I had to collect some extra stuff just to get to the end because I didn't have
it
enough.
is too long. It is too long.
It was like the
Like
same. It was like a similar experience to like ukulele to me by the end of it, because then ukulele has this point where you have to go back and collect a bunch of extra pages to get to the final step, and it was just torture for me. So similarly here, like I like elements of it, but it was just so
yeah,
frustrating as soon as you lose a costume. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get this stuff right now. I have to go through a whole thing to get it back, or you know, because I liked parts of it where it's like, okay, you can now access certain things in other levels. Like I like what they're going for, and then some of the costumes are a lot more enjoyable than others. But yeah, I would love if you could just access them. You know, we don't need You need to fuck up someone's life to get a different costume. You know, it's too far.
Don't you love that? Don't you love that costume that will just randomly make you stop?
No, that's a classic.
That's just
That's like
you just
charming. It's
yeah,
absolutely charmed.
yeah. I remember going into one of Pete's streams and telling him that was my favorite costume. He was like, "Okay," and I was like, "No, Pete." I was like, "No, I'm kidding." I was like, "That is not my
Does Pete
favorite
like Balan
costume."
Wonderworld?
Yeah, Pete's a pizza fan. Yeah.
All right.
I mean I do too.
No, you
I
don't.
mean it's
You
not a
don't
good game.
actually though.
It's
You
a
don't
very yes
actually
I
enjoy it.
do. I do enjoy it.
Like I
Dubs
said, I
tell you
enjoyed elements of it.
I yeah, well, I mean so do I. Like that's to me it's maybe even talking about it like as a concept is almost more interesting than talking about it as an actual game, but like the music is really good. The general like story is
The
fine.
story.
The
What the
story's
fuck is
fine.
going
It's
on in
just
those
like
cutscenes? I had no idea what was happening. I was just like,
it was
okay.
basically just what do you mean? It was is Balin was like helping people out of their problems, their everyday
I
problems.
was just I was zoned out. But I would just see people like dancing like crazy and
Oh yeah, it's
getting
like
down.
because it's like a musical. It's a show. It's a musical theater show. Yeah,
They're all goofy looking. I'm like, I don't know.
it
The
is.
vibes
Oh
are
yeah,
weird.
well, it's because everyone also has the Sonic problem where their heads are gigantic and their hands are huge, but they have these teeny tiny little string arms, so it all looks weird. But I really like the level where there's this one guy who's just like randomly just huge in some areas, and he's just like hanging out in some places. And there's now an in joke between Dubs and I because I
Yes.
back a couple years ago now I had to play I because there was a gents challenge that I didn't submit to. I I said if everybody is a gent or is everybody's a supreme gent. I don't remember what I
Not
said. I
everybody's
think
a
it's
gent.
yeah, I think it's if everyone gents this, I will get the platinum for Balan Wonderworld before the next one starts as penance. And of course, everybody was every
For the
100%
first and
across
only
the board.
time so far.
So I had to do that, and yeah, I mean the platinum experience is not great. I didn't love that part of it, but
Mm.
I like playing through it though. I found the like I said, it's too long. It overstays its welcome. Like if this, especially the later levels aren't even as good. Like it really does kind of peak probably around the midpoint.
Yeah.
In terms of the just general like creative level design. Because the level design is very creative, it's very interesting. But it's just got a lot of quirks to it that just like kind of hold it back completely. But I think what I said to there was one point when I was playing it, I said to Dubs like if I had this game, this is like a game I got when I was a little kid, and this is like the only game I had to play. I think I would love this game. I think I'd be such a
Yeah.
fan of this game. It's just like there's just a certain charm to it. It's just kind of fun.
But kids
Um
love Roblox too. You know, I mean, we all
yeah.
have our issues.
We
Balan
we all have our
Wonderworld, you
problems, yeah.
reminded me though that I
Yeah.
almost forgot that these
Yeah.
levels, the weirdos are just hanging out on
Yeah.
on the levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Well,
dudes creeping in the background
well
and
there's
stuff.
there was one time where we were just talking about something else and then Dubs just interrupts me. He's like, "Well, hold on a sec." Because there's a guy and he's like standing, he's huge and he's like standing above everything, and then Dubs just goes, "I stand above all others." So that's now an in joke between us. We'll just bring that up at random with each other. Um,
There's something disturbing about that game for sure.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's wild. Okay, well, the weird thing, the actual weird thing is the Tower O Tims. What is that? I played through the game and I still
Ah,
don't really understand what it
and I
is.
spent so much time like farming their eggs or whatever, and
Did you?
I never even like
Oh,
finished
you
the
have to.
shit.
Yeah, that's
But I
right.
got so much. I put so much into them. I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but here you go. You're more colored things. Each my people,
Yeah.
and then the build up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna go
So
back and 100% it. So
there's a platinum trophy that's related to that, and that thing is a nightmare. You have to basically like specifically farm a certain color in order to get like a special kind of Tim to spawn. And it's just like it's really annoying because it's all RNG.
Tiny
So
Tim.
it's like, yeah,
It's
living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight.
It's like they're trying to do like a Chow Garden thing. It's like
yes, they totally are, and
it's
doesn't.
not
It's not working.
working.
It's not working.
Yeah. So that's Balan Wonderworld. I mean, it's in a similar category to Ukulele, where it's like a heavily flawed platformer. Where it's like, I'm glad to experience some parts of it, but probably would have
The
bailed.
music is so good though. Like, and I'm not talking about the musical numbers specifically. I just think the music as a whole is great. I really like. I still will have especially the Balan's Bout. Sometimes that theme will just pop into my head every so often. The ba 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 da ba da ba ba da da. It's like, and then he's chasing after the bad guy. You know, it's like, oh, it's like there's a Saturday morning cartoon
Oh
energy
my
to it.
god, something was triggering about that. The
It's
whole
because the timing of a few of them is like not right.
it's
I swear
morally
that
it's not right.
it's not right. Well, what's
Like it
not right is
felt
that
wrong.
you have to perfect those. You have to get every single one of them absolutely
I
perfect
know.
to get the platinum trophy. And if you fail,
Yeah.
you have to exit out of the game and reload the game in order
Yeah, it
to
was already hell enough for me just trying to get them. I was like, I know these are probably the easiest way to get some of these damn Oscar trophies. I'm like, come on. Messed it up. I always mess it up somewhere, and then I
yeah.
gotta find my way back. But yeah. By the way, I didn't even mention this was a pivot game. This was a complete pivot because I originally picked this quest to play Mega Man X Command Mission on the GameCube because my brother was saying I should play it. He used to love it as a kid and when we were younger, and I just wasn't feeling it. You know, I only played a couple hours of it, but it was just like, it's like generic RPG type stuff. I was like, oh, I'm feeling myself slowing down here. I feel like I can make more progress with like a Balan Wonderworld where I can kind of do a little more mindlessly. And so I pivoted from that to this. So, there you go.
X Command Missions is a pretty solid game, I think. It is pretty generic, but it's got enough quirks, Mega Man-ish quirks to make it kind of fun. But I can understand it's kind of a slow game, I think, in a lot of ways. So it's like I can understand maybe not feeling it.
There's nothing egregious. I just wasn't hooked on it. So I'm like, oh man, I'm really not gonna be.
Yeah.
And I kind of have the GameCube in a separate spot. The PlayStation's more easily accessible, so I was like, I could do that. So Balan Wonderworld done, up to 30 experience points. But watch out, March 26th, I beat another party quest. This one's from Terra for another 10 experience points. Hollow Knight. Yes.
This is kind of crazy to me because this game's like not short, really.
It's
not a short. It's not a short game.
No, yeah.
And I'm assuming you didn't like. I didn't 100% it technically, but like I'm assuming you probably got like a. I mean, did you do like a lot of all the optional stuff like down in the super deep pits and everything? Or...
I did do a lot. I mean, I forget exactly where it was. It's somewhere around 80% when you see the percentage.
So you probably did, yeah.
So I did. I mean, I just like was sinking time into this game, but yeah, I mean it's a cool game. It very much has like Metroid qualities about it where you get these abilities. It opens up options in previous areas. I think that's cool. That's a cool element to it. It's got a cool vibe to it. In the beginning, I was struggling a little bit before I figured it out. Like I kept losing my shit, and then I was like, all right, then you got to get down to a system where it's like, I'm not taking any risks anymore. I got to secure this shit. What are they called? Geos?
Yeah, Geos, yeah.
Yeah. And then, by the end, I'm swimming in Geos, and I have all the shit that I need, but it was a struggle in the beginning. Then once you get it down to the system and you understand it more, it's cool. And you're like exploring the map and then you know what to look for. It's like, okay, I need to look at these openings, see what ones I can work with, and then get certain abilities to get past certain stuff. It's cool. It's a cool
Yeah.
game.
It's one of the most beautifully somber games I've ever played. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is just like the whole game is just very sad. It is just very melancholy, but it's it's so good. It's such a good game. I'm glad she gave that to you because it's just somebody else gets who hadn't played it gets to experience it. That's always a good thing, I think.
It's cool. I mean, by the time I beat the final boss, it was almost like a cakewalk to me compared to some of the shit I had gone through in this in this
This yeah.
place.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's amazing seeing like cuz I as I played through it, like when I was getting towards the end I was like, "Oh, I just kind of want to find some of the more I'm kind of looking for this one thing or like trying to explore the map and figure out where things are and like looking through the wiki I was like, "Oh, there's a lot of bosses that I was fighting that are technically not required to beat the game."
Yeah,
There's like a lot, and I'm like, that's really cool that a lot of this game is it's rewarding you for exploring, and
yeah,
that's what the game constantly does, and I think that's what I love the most about it was the sense of discovery for the most part of most of the game, and like it's also the daunting feeling of discovery because you're just like, well, okay, what kind of new things am I going to find in this area that are going to kill
am
me?
I ready for
So
this right now?
yeah,
Because
am I
especially
ready?
like if I haven't gotten a map for the area yet, it's like I don't want the smoke yet. Let me get this map because
Yeah.
it's gonna be annoying trying to work my way back here. And like, so that was the biggest thing I kept running into. It was like, just please let me find this map in this next section. And then it was like,
Yeah,
ooh, it
listen.
was satisfying filling out that map. You know, so like, okay, now I can actually get a better sense of where everything is.
You listen to where he is. He keep an ear out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
There's one place
soothing.
there. I know. Remember, there's one place in particular where you can hear him, but you cannot get to him for like a
Yeah,
while. And
I
it's like,
remember that.
oh, that's so
It's a
scary.
tease.
It's
It's a
just like I
tease
don't
too.
know. Yeah,
But it's
what a
cool. The
good game.
cool different areas in there. Yeah, I'm curious about Silk Song for sure. So that brings me to 40. 40
Yeah,
experience points.
there it is. 40 points, just like that. 2 months and he's already at 40.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that's wild. That's some wild stuff right there. So for me, I did finish out the month. I had been working on this game for most of the month, most of the last 2 months actually, because I had been as I've explained in a few other places. I think on both Gents videos. I played through Stellar Blade with my friend Dubs watching, who's been on the channel before, and because he was really interested in it, he wanted to watch me play it. He knew that I was really interested in the game in general. Like the developer's other work because I play Nikke and and yeah, so it was really a very enjoyable game. The it's kind of like it's one of those games that like on the surface level, especially as you play through like probably like the first 3 quarters of it, you're kind of like, all right, this is pretty like run of the mill kind of sci-fi ish stuff, and you can kind of like you can sort of piece together some plot points before the game even reveals them to you, but then there's some twists in like the last quarter of the game that kind of start happening that are like really interesting and really fascinating. That like I think completely like improved the game and like my kind of thoughts on parts of the lore and the story towards the end of it that I really liked. And as a whole, I think it's sort of lacking a little bit in terms of area variety because it's taking place in like a post-apocalyptic Earth, but like everything is like a wasteland or a desert or a lab, and that so it's not very interesting in a lot of ways. There
Hmm.
are a couple of different areas in there gets to a point of no return, and during that sequence, which is actually a lot longer it's a much longer point of no return than I was expecting. It's like probably like 6 hours of gameplay, or if not more, after the point of no return. And during that period, you get to see some new areas, and they are awesome. So so they weren't skimping there, but like maybe a little bit more variety wouldn't have hurt. I'm sure those will likely come up in the sequel that is inevitably going to happen. Um, so it's not like a perfect game. If I had to give it a value, I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe probably. Uh, it's probably if push came to shove, but it's definitely a game that's like for me. Like it's like it's got a beautiful main character. Obviously, you can dress her up in all kinds of like various outfits, of various forms of skimpiness, I guess you could say. So it feels kind of old school action game in that way. So it's like there's a lot of focus on that and accessorizing and stuff, and just that, and that's purely for fun. There's no like gameplay improvement on having different costumes or anything like that. But that's fun, because it also sort of like plays a little bit with like with just sort of like the idea of like fashion and that part of because this is a Korean developer. And that's kind of a new thing. Like the Crimson Desert just came out, and that's like sold extremely well. This sold really well. So it's
Mm.
kind of like a little bit of an untapped market that's starting to like breach out into the mainstream now, which I think is kind of cool. Um, but the music is also phenomenal. I know I've talked about music a lot all all this whole episode and various games that I and Zach have played, but um, hey, I'm a sucker for a really good soundtrack, and this one doesn't skimp on really good vocal music. Like really good vocal tracks are really really good in this one, and it's when it's not in English, it's in Korean, so it's just cool. It's just really really solid game, and I had a blast. So yeah, and I
Okay.
did start. I have claimed my other uh,
Quest.
quest, and I have been working on that. And that is just to peek behind the curtain for that. That is God of War Ragnarok, because when we started, we were in the depth of Fimbulwinter. It seemed like, and Ragnarok is the end of Fimbulwinter, so that's kind of my thing. It's like moving into the spring. It's the end of Fimbulwinter. It's the end of the long endless winter. Um, so that's kind of what I'm kind of having fun with there. So yeah, I've been playing that, and I also did start my other Gens Challenge game. Obviously, won't be able to count that for 2 points because I did not complete it in time, but I have that here. Oh, I also had Stellar Blade here too. So there you go,
Mm-hmm.
Stellar Blade. Really good game. And Metroid Prime 4, which I've really been enjoying so far. We'll likely talk about that more in our next video. I talked a little bit about it in our Gens Challenge video, which you can also watch, but
Yeah.
I'll have more complete thoughts when I actually beat it hopefully by next next update. I should have beaten it by then.
And I've
So
started, since I've now finished 4 quests, I've started my first checkpoint, which will be worth
you have
25 points. So watch out.
yeah, that's
Um,
that's that's nutso.
do you know what I started? Have you seen it?
I
Or
don't think I did see what you started. What did you
I didn't
start?
put it down on there, so it's Skyrim. Started playing Skyrim.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did see that. I saw
Yeah,
that on
so I was
PlayStation.
wondering
Yeah,
if you saw
PSN.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my first quest I'm going for is Skyrim. Yeah. And so also looming are the games we need to finish to actually redeem any of these experience points. So I still need to do Final Fantasy V, try to figure out the best way to work that in without pushing it off too much. I probably will, finish Skyrim, maybe do another game or two, like non RPGs, and then maybe go for it then. But yeah, so that's where we're standing right now, 40-11.
It's not the best
It might be over.
outcome,
It
but
might be over, Alec.
Well, here's the thing though. You focused so much on doing like party quests and stuff, and like I hadn't even really considered doing those yet. So I think probably for the next check-in, that's probably what I'm mainly after I do my next other main quest. I think some party quests are in order. So I think I might start working on some of those here. So yeah,
Random rules. What about random rules? Anybody
maybe
biting?
you can throw it in there. That's 15 points. I can throw it in
I kind
there
of think
just for the heck of it.
we should have made it more points. Actually, looking at it now, because there's a lot of risk there.
There's some risk anyway. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount of risk there.
Right?
You really get stuck with. You could get stuck with anything. It's anything. It's any because you can get stuck with like I don't know. I get stuck with like Trails in the Sky or something like that for
Yeah, and
like a
I
90
have
hour.
Xenoblade on there too, and Persona
Yeah,
5.
yeah. You could. You roll the
That's
dice.
tough.
You
So
get
that's why
something
I'm
on
like,
there.
it probably should be worth more. Because I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not in a position where I need to risk it right now, so I probably won't. I'll probably put that towards the end if I need it. But yeah, I'm hoping to keep the momentum going here. So it's like actually been helpful to encourage me to play more games. So it's been
yeah,
working.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like even though it was like even though I'm not like I'm obviously lagging behind here. But like I've still been like, wow, I'm playing more like I'm just generally playing more games. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been doing more like game playing, which has been fun. I've actually really been like, yeah, this is great because I mean my games were a little longer in the teeth. Like not all of them. Obviously, you played a couple of longer games here too, but like Stellar Blade, I probably played for like 40 hours. Because I was doing a ton of the side quests. I could have beaten it like way earlier, but I wanted to take a little bit more of my time with it because I wanted to really enjoy it. And I think I got pretty much most of my fill out of it. I'll definitely go for the platinum eventually. Not anytime soon, but I'd like to go back to that and do that at some point. And then Guardians of the Galaxy was, I think it's listed as like a 15, 16 hour game, but I probably put like 25 hours into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, there were a couple times where I lost like whole levels of progress because the game crashed. That's actually one kind of fault that I had with it. The game crashed one time, and I was like, and I lost like a whole level of progress. Cool. So
Nice.
that was kind of unfortunate, but uh,
Yeah, I mean, I have
yeah,
Fable, Chibi Robo, and Hollow Knight were all like 30-hour
mm,
plus games, so
yeah, yeah. So you've been so
pretty good.
you put plenty of meaty games in there too. Yeah, I of
Yeah,
course being distracted by other things like
stay distracted. Just
Grand
keep
Blue
going.
Fantasy versus Grand Blue Fantasy versus. I
Hmm.
mean, I got a point for it, but
Yeah,
trying to get that platinum for that. It's not worth any points in this competition, but it's worth points to me.
I guess we could try to
Getting one of
preview.
those
Yeah, go ahead.
getting those I was just like getting stuff that, eventually no one's ever going to be able to get that. So,
Mm.
hey, bragging rights for that.
So I was gonna say,
Yeah.
should we preview? Because in a couple months we'll do another update. Do we want to
Mm.
try to say what we're eyeing up for the potentially for the next couple months, and then see what actually comes to fruition?
Well, like I said, I kind of want to I think a little bit more focus on cuz you completed two party quests in this. So, I
Yeah.
think for me, I think probably looking at those is probably not a bad idea. I don't know if I want to hit up near Automata so quickly after doing Stellar Blade, which the Stellar Blade is clearly inspired in some ways by Near.
Yeah, so
But
for the people at home, you have for your party quest, you have Outer Wilds, Paper Mario: The Origami King, Nier Automata, and Assassin's Creed Origins.
right, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like um, Outer Wilds might be on the docket here.
Hmm.
Um, I really kind of want to see what the deal is with that game because I don't know anything really about it at all. I just know that it's it's Blink's favorite game of all time, and I know like other people generally have it pretty highly regarded, and everyone's always kind of coy on in terms of like what it's actually about, what the gameplay loop
Right.
is. So I want to I want to figure out like what's the deal. Why is everybody so secretive about this game? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, for me, hopefully I will have finished Skyrim. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long, too much meandering, but then I have 2 party quests left still. I have The Last of Us and Earthbound. So I was thinking of like I'm more likely to do Last of Us relatively soon because that's not as much of an undertaking. But I'm gonna feel bad if I do all but one party quest though by the end of this year. But we'll see.
Hey, that's 40 points right there. That's already most of your. That'd be doubling your. Well, it wouldn't double it now, but
Mm-hmm.
like the amount the party quests are the amount of the score that you have basically. So
Well, I'm
it's,
thinking of maybe some throwing a little spice in there without going full spice with random rules, like maybe doing alphabet roulette. Give me a random letter to pick a game for, or
ballot.
backlog ballot. Thinking
Yeah.
that, put a couple options out there, see what I get. I think that could be fun. So I might eye up one of those, and then at some point I want to fit in Fable 2 the before the new one comes out. So I have a couple months still for that, few months, but not sure when exactly. But that would be for the series continuation, most likely. That's what I would do there. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different options, but those are the ones I'm feeling right now. But first things first,
Right on.
I gotta finish Skyrim, and then
Yeah.
like I said, if I do a couple of these other quests, then I'll probably try to get Final Fantasy V done, so I can make sure I get my points redeemed. There you go, Backlog Quest, our first update. What do we call it? Progress report, saving our progress.
Yeah, saving progress. Yeah, that's probably what we'd have to call it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
saving your progress.
We're saving our progress, but until we finish our final boss game, we truly haven't saved our progress.
It's true. Well, here's the thing: the final boss essentially is like if you don't beat it, it deletes your save file. So
Wow,
even if you saved, it will
that's
delete your save
crazy.
file.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Final boss.
Yeah.
Is there a sadistic game like
Yeah.
that out there?
Well, pirated versions. Speaking of Earthbound, if you had a pirated version of that, the game would delete your entire save file at the like by the final boss.
That's beautiful. It slowly
Yeah,
starts into eating it from the inside, and
basically, yeah. It's like, haha, you can't finish the game, cheater. And it's like that's
hell
actually kind of
yeah,
mean.
it is
You
mean.
made it all the way to the end of the game, and you just can't. You won't let you beat it. It
Mm-hmm.
deletes everything from you. That's rude.
Well, thank you for watching. If you did, I appreciate it. Sticking with us. Let us know your thoughts on any of the games we named off here.
Yeah, send a roast my way. Be like, hey, Alec,
It's
you
not looking good. I'm
need to pick up the pace.
like,
Come on.
for suspense, I should probably slow down, but I'm just gonna probably just bury you further and further, and there'll be
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it.
Well, by the time I'm not having to drive and like losing like health or risking losing health by staying up, you
Mm-hmm.
know, past to play games late. Uh, when I'm not traveling down every day, it's going to be nice where I just have to get up and get going by, if I can waking up at 5:30, getting down 5:45 and being able to get down and get stuff settled by the local office around 7, that's going to be much more easy than having to get up at 4:30 because that's just like extra driving is no good. That's no good. To quote
There you go.
Sonic, that's no good.
To quote Sonic, extra driving is not ideal.
Yeah, he does. That's a famous saying. That's a famous saying of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's true.
Tails, maybe we can cool it on the amount of gas we're using.
That's what he says that about the hurricane or whatever Tails'
Yeah.
plane's called. He's like, Tails, think about the environment, okay?
Yeah, the
You're
environment
using this
and my pockets.
and In my pocket. Yeah.
They're
Who
running
who do
dry.
you think pays for the gas? You're a little kid. It's my money.
Is what Sonic had said.
That's what Sonic says. Yeah. This is famous. It's a famous rant that Sonic goes on.
And have you seen these gas prices? The Sonic gas rant is a famous one.
Tails, we're bombing the Middle East again. Okay, we can't afford to.
It's gone too far.
Prices.
All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Like the video, leave a comment. And in the meantime, here's a random Tarqaron video for you to check out next.
Random rules.
If you enjoyed this, why don't you go check out Tarqaron All-Stars 5.
Oh.
Which is a survivor simulation we do with some iconic characters from Tarqaron. That season included Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Colleen Ballinger, just to name a few.
Yeah, that's great.
The 3 pillars of the year. We did that one in person too, so very quirky of us.
Ukulele apology.
Wait, what? Oh. When you said ukulele, I literally thought of the video game. I'm like, what? When did we do an apology about that game? All right, there you go. Take care, everybody.
All right.
All right.